Practicing meditation. Let's be perfectly clear that meditation is a habit that we learn and nothing instantly in itself. In other words, we don't just sit down quietly and call what we do meditation. That's called sitting down quietly. Traditional meditation is something that we must learn and gradually learn to practice. Meditation requires effort on our part, and the effort part is not meditation. That's why it's called practice. We practice meditating, just like we practice guitar. Learning meditation is a matter of trial and effort, and it's not usually relaxing for beginners by any means. Those who light a candle or some incense and then retire to a cushion in a corner, close their eyes and go deep within, only to emerge 20 minutes later refreshed and relaxed, are not doing Shamata meditation. They are just relaxing a bit, and we could all use that, of course. But that's not what we're looking at here. Shamata meditation, and I'll just call it meditation from this point onward, is a habit that has to be formed, and it requires actual diligence and work. You may enjoy it, but I seldom did. I found it boring, irritating, exasperating, and painful much of the time, and I've done it for 40 years. But, I felt the same way as a kid when I was playing piano scales, when my mom made me practice the piano. I have trouble with rote learning. You may differ. And I've never been a good student, at least in school, and I really was not a good student in meditation. It took me years and years to develop what I hope others can do in a much shorter time. That is, gain some proficiency at meditation. I wish someone had told me what I am trying to point out here. It would have helped a lot. What I didn't know back then was that meditation practice was just what the word says, a practice, and not the final result. Of course, I called it practice like everyone else did, but the word never registered as practice in my mind. I wish someone had just explained to me that meditation is a habit that we have to build, much like we practice music, or learn our times tables, or anything else that we do by rote, or that we do to build a habit. If I had known that, I would have relaxed into that and probably gotten the hang of it a lot sooner. After all, meditation is all about developing an awareness by letting the mind naturally rest and relax. Meditation is a habit that has to be learned. It's a habit that has to be repeated until it becomes habitual, pun intended. Meditation practice is like scaffolding on a building that we will eventually remove once we begin to actually get a real feel for what the technique is. Or it's like learning music. We practice chord fingerings and scales until we have learned them, and then we're free to just play music. Practicing meditation is a lot like that. Practicing is not music. And I did not understand back then that the habit of meditation, writ small on the cushion, actually looms large in real life, throughout the rest of my day, what's called post-meditation. I thought I was going, for those 20 minutes of sitting on the cushion, for some kind of enlightenment. And that if I didn't get that, if I didn't get some result right there and then, somehow my meditation was just no good. Anyway, this was a long time ago. But I went around for years thinking that my meditation practice was lousy, when actually my meditation, with all of its trying, groaning, impatience, irritation, and avoidance, was just fine. I was doing exactly what I was supposed to be doing, getting to know my own mind. But some 37 years ago, when I was taught to meditate, or 40 years, there was no support structure like we have now. No way that I could access so that someone could explain this to me. I was originally taught to meditate by no less than the very venerable Chogyam Trungpa Rinpoche himself, but I never saw him again. So I was on my own for many, many years. And as for feeling bad, feeling badly about my practice, my meditation practice, I assumed that I was just being delinquent, like I tend to do anyway, failing to get what others perhaps easily got. And generally I was missing the point. I did miss the point, which was that everything I was experiencing that I tried to deny, or that was boring, or that I felt ashamed of, was simply par for the course. It was totally normal. I didn't know that. This too was meditation. Meditation is learning to know the nature of your mind. I was doing that, but I wasn't liking what I was finding. It's hard to learn to meditate for many of us. That's just the way it is, because we are building a habit that takes effort, at least at the beginning. Now, I'm going to close this particular audio blog by reminding readers that the whole point to meditation is to become more aware each moment in our lives. The two key concepts to learn proper meditation are called mindfulness and awareness. Awareness is the goal or result of meditation, and mindfulness, being more mindful, is how we get there. Having, after all these years, learned to meditate a bit, I can say that the increased awareness that comes from meditation practice, however small it may be, could be all the difference in the world between ignorance and awareness.